Listen to what the PLP candidate is saying. Listen to what the Prime Minister is saying. Well, leader of the party. Listen to what the F&M leader and the candidate is saying. And of course, one independent person, I think they got 4 that are running for that particular seat who nominated. And you have to ask yourself, when you hear what they say and watch what they do, are they really serious?
Well, if we look at the track record, Professor.
Well, that's the track record I'm looking at.
Well, they may be serious now. Serious is one thing, because if you look at their face, you can't say they're not going to do what they say they're going to do.
But their behavior.
Yeah,
See, these are people who have been there before.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
This isn't that the PLP is having a representative for the first time. The man who died, the former representative, he was a part of the F&M, Vaughan Miller, a part of the F&M.
Right.
And he was also part of the PLP.
Right.
And he represented the 2 of those parties in that particular seat. And I hear the things what the man say, and I hope my producer has those tapes because I heard them on other radio stations. This is what they say they want to do. I've been hearing about roads, paving, and all that kind of thing from 1967. Do you think my ears are tied to that crap?
They paving roads in Golden Isles.
No, listen to me.
Yeah.
You are saying to me, these are things that you want to do for this particular constituency. What was happening before? See, when you come up with that kind of story, when you tell me there's much work to be done, when I hear you say what you say you're going to do, I've been hearing that from January the 10th, 1967. Don't you think I'm tired of that kind of crap? How many times you going to be paving roads? How many times you're going to be cleaning parks? How many times you got to keep that's what you're going to the House Assembly for? You say you're taking an interest in the people, and those people got far more serious problems. I'm not saying you shouldn't take care of the roads and the parks, but I'm saying to you there are far more serious problems hitting the people in Golden Isles today. And not only Golden Isles, but every single constituency in this country. But I don't hear them say nothing about those things. When I ask a basic fundamental question, what major constituency problems have been solved through the representation in that particular constituency or that particular personalities, those particular personalities were just sitting there as party representatives and not parliamentary representatives. Because all you have to do is listen carefully to what they're saying, Bahamians. And you got to repeat what I've been hearing from January the 10th, 1967. Give me a break, man.
Well, they say they need the seat. This administration said they need that seat.
But I ain't get on to that yet. The man say he has need for the seat to continue what he's doing. And I'm trying to figure out what the heck is he doing in there. Because no one has yet told me any real work that has been happening in Golden Isles. But when I hear the candidates say, when I hear the leader of the opposition say, when I hear the leader of the PLP say, well, I say, what you all talking about? Is that the work you're bringing to the people? Is that what you're telling me? What I've been hearing from January the 10th, 1967? Give me a break, man. Road works are to be continuous. And they got all kind of big craters in these roads, man. Come on. Huh? Cleaning lots, that's fine. Putting up street lights, that's fine. Paving roads, that's fine. So what more you can do? What about the quality of life of these people? You haven't protected them from crime. People still dying in Golden Isles from crime. Children being molested. You haven't protected them from that. What about these things, man? What about the quality of life that these people are living under? The money is very small. And then they got to take from Peter to pay Paul and from Paul to pay John. Come on, man. We are not seeing any improvement in the quality of life for these people. Not only in Golden Isle, but also in Centerville. I don't see it. So I'm trying to figure out the problems are there, right? What problems have been solved? And here are the benefits. Because if you're solving anything, you're getting anything done, well, then I should have a benefit.
Well, Professor, while you're waiting to hear about results or progress, Mr. Gawan Bo, vice chairman of the steering committee, which has the responsibility for our national development plan. And he's also leader overall in the financial community. He's reporting, and it's being reported by the Tribune. He's saying that we have regressed in the last 10 years.
What does he mean by regret? What does that mean?
We going backwards.
Okay.
We gone backwards over the last 10 years. And he is speaking specifically to the National Development Plan. And he said we as a country are, quote unquote, standing still while other nations progress.
Yeah, there's a lot of validity in that.
That's the statement. And of course, in terms of his position with the Chamber of Commerce and Employees Confederation,
Yeah.
he has quite a wide portfolio, and this is what is being reported. So
Okay.
while election season is high and things are at a fever pitch,
Yeah.
You always say, listen to what they say, but watch what they do.
Of course.
So here it is right now. I was concerned today, Professor, because tell me if you can remember any physical tension at an election, polling station, or whether it's by-election or a general election.
Okay.
Have we had any physical tension between voters that you could recall?
Well, I know sometimes there's been some shouting and maybe some words that ought not to be said.
Okay, well,
I don't know if there's any major physical confrontation during the process today. I don't know.
Early reports, until we know more, early reports are that it was a lot of, you could say, clashing. There was a lot of tension, a lot of words. One particular person pushing past the police to get into the polling station. But I just thought it was odd. People are more tense than normal. We can move on to other things after the break, but that's not us.
No, but see,
That's not us.
but we got to look at that, brother. Hyde.
Yeah.
That's a serious matter.
Yeah.
This is Professor Sidney McGarter, Walter Thomson. This is Open Line Friday. We're going to talk about what happened today at the nomination of, I understand, 4 candidates have been nominated. They'll be running on November the 24th. This is Professor Sidney McGarter, Walter Thomson, with my special guest, Dwayne Hyler. We're glad to have him here. And we'll be looking at some other issues that affect the Bahamian people. This is Professor Sidney McGarter, Walter Thomson on the Global Radio Network, 99.5 FM, Open Line Friday. We'll take calls a little later now. We can't take the calls right now. This is Professor Sidney McGarter, Walter Thomson on the Global Radio Network, 99.5 FM. We'll be back after the break. We're back. This is Professor Sidney Bagata Walter Thomson on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM. This is Open Line Friday. And Bahamians, we invite you to express yourselves on this radio show. We're talking about the by-election, the proposed by-election that's coming up. And of course, we were talking about the ending of the storm. We are grateful to God for sparing the lives of Bahamians. Of course, there was some slight damages. But compared to other nations in the region, which were heavily hit by Hurricane Melissa. But we're grateful to God that we were spared. We have beautiful weather today in New Providence, sunny and bright. And I hope it will continue over the weekend. Of course, daylight saving time is ending 2 o'clock on Sunday morning. And we're going back to Eastern Standard Time, which means you get an extra hour of sleep if you're going to be sleeping Sunday morning. This is Professor Sidney Bagata Walter Thomson on the Global Radio Network. My special guest, Dwayne Hyler. Dwayne Hyler, we were talking about some events that occurred today at nomination. Normally, let me just say this before I bring you on. Bahamians are generally peaceful when there's nominations of candidates. Of course, you may have a few words said to each other. And some people might just be testing you to see how you're going to react. Bahamians do that. But we don't want a situation to arise where people can get out of hand. Now, let me say the stress level is extremely high. I could not understand this thing about suicides until the doctor from Freeport, I forgot his name right offhand, who appeared on my show, and caused me to understand some things that I did not see before. But I said to the man, we have the Holy Bible. We've always had the Holy Bible in the Commonwealth of Bahamas from 1729. So how come people still committing suicides or attempted suicides? Because we've had a lot of that. What has been happening, as I understand now, is the stress level is extremely high. People are frustrated. They can't pay their bills. They can't pay their light. They're struggling to buy food every day. It's a daily struggle, Bahamians, and Bahamians should not be living like this. Hyla, what do you say?
Professor, I say that people are apparently being discouraged.
Yes.
And, you know, when you speak of not able to pay bills and you're looking at the unemployment rate, one of the things that we don't discuss, I'll just put it out there, underemployment is the idea of you making some money, but not making enough for your own needs and for your family or for your children. So unemployment is not having any income or anything coming in at all. But underemployment is where you may have $200 coming in from somewhere.
Right.
So the reason our unemployment numbers look so good is because many people have something coming in. So our statistics departments would say that you're employed. Now you have $200 coming in. Some have $100 coming in somewhere. They call that employed, Professor.
Okay.
So if I remember the numbers correctly, 60% of our workforce is underemployed. That's where the problem comes in.
Yes.
That's where the pain comes in, where there's not enough to make ends meet.
That's right.
So here it is now, even in our families, there are relationships where there's husband and wife, where there's boyfriend, girlfriend, where there's even siblings. Tensions are high because it's not enough. So now
Too
we,
high.
we are under stress because where's the money going to go? Who's going to make the decision where to put it? Then we still have entertainment needs. We want to relax. We want to, ease our mind, whatever the case is,
course.
generally speaking.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. And that helps to keep us going too,
But
in a
that's
way.
true. Yeah, you
When you
correct.
are be able to relax your mind, over the weekend, you can face another week.
Yes, you can.
Okay. So Professor, like I said, unemployment is one thing. Underemployment
Is
another thing altogether. And we
Yes.
simply don't have enough in terms of 2 jobs or 3, or monies being withheld. There are many government workers, Professor, that have monies withheld from them. And this is contributing to not only suicide, but stress, tension, and fighting.
That is correct.
It is contributing to it.
Yes.
Professor, it is being reported by Eyewitness News that tensions were running high at nomination day. This in
Yes.
the Bahamas, Professor.
Right.
This in New Providence.
Hmm.
Say tensions running high. Let me read a little. Heated words between the Progressive Liberal Party and the Free National Movement supporters nearly ending in blows
Yes.
as both sides seemingly throwing words at one another. To the other side, supporters had to be held back before things took a turn for the worst.
Who was holding the back?
Well, I see khaki here.
Oh, the khaki.
I'm
color.
looking on my phone here at some of the video,
Oh, okay.
and I see khaki in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So police.
So
I'm
their
not-
tensions were not high then.
well,
Maybe they got tensions there.
listen, you know what it is, and I'm seeing. Let me count them: 1, 2, 3, 4.
Uh-huh.
Professor, you know how angry you have to be. Not only police, you're not holding back,
Yes.
but officers in khaki
Yes.
trying to hold you back,
Yes. Yes.
and you trying to get away from them to get at somebody else.
Exactly.
You're angry.
Very angry.
You're upset.
Yes.
You're tense.
Very tense.
Now, what is so amazing to me, before we went to break, I read some of what Gowan Bow was saying, who
Yes.
is a financial leader in the
Yes.
Bahamas.
Yes.
And he's saying that we're going backwards
Yes.
as a nation. Over the last 10 years, we've gone backwards.
Okay.
So the way I put this together, Professor, any fight on nomination day between the FNM and the PLP, we are fighting to see who's going to take his voice into heading downhill. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yes. Okay.
That's what this fight was all about. Any fight between these two parties is a fight to who's going to take us backwards.
Okay.
And we have empirical data to support that.
Yes.
These are not opinions, Professor.
No, we don't need opinions
No,
because, like I said, we have a track record of 52 years
Yes.
between these two parties since we became an independent nation. And see, what
Yes.
bothers me is just before I came to the studio and I heard something that was said on the air
Mm-hmm.
from these particular personalities. But basically I heard what PLP had to say.
Uh-huh.
And you have to ask yourself, well, what has been going on before? If you were just beginning now or starting to do these things,
Mm-hmm.
which should have been done long ago,
Right.
what has happened? Because the man is saying he's the only one who can do the job out of all the others who are in the nomination, right? I don't know nothing about that. But the point is, there is a responsibility for one who represents a constituency. The problem I see in this country is all I see is a bunch of party personalities sitting in the House of Assembly. I don't see any genuine parliamentary representation. I don't see that. Because if that was there, the PLP wouldn't be saying what they're saying now. All we do is listen to the tape, listen to what the Prime Minister say.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't yet found out what is this work that he's doing in that particular constituency. I don't know. I asked people. One say, Professor, this is what we have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we are benefiting, because if there's a work, you should have a benefit.
You know, Professor, within my spirit right now, if you would allow me, because we are looking at, again, trying to stay away from just opinions, right? The international community has a rating or ranking system.
Yes.
Different types. To be specific, we would hear from groups like Moody's,
Yes.
or Fitch. These are international credit agencies. So what I'm trying to say right now, Professor, while we are trying to figure out what our members of parliament are doing, and while we're trying to figure out what our government is doing, and I put it that way, trying to figure out, because back to back,
yes,
we have deals that we know nothing about.
Okay.
We don't know the details.
No, we don't.
That's what has happened, right, Professor?
Yeah, that is true.
Okay. We have major unions in the country saying that they're in the dark.
That's what they say.
Now, I hope I don't sound like a broken record, but I'm trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. We are fighting over who is going to hold secrets from us. That's what the fight is.
Okay.
We are fighting over who are we going to put in place to keep us in the dark.
Keep us in the dark, yes.
Because that is what is happening.
Yes.
As we move and vacillate from one side to the other side.
Yes.
One side leave office in secrecy and hand over the mace in Parliament to another group,
yes,
who continue that same secrecy.
Okay.
They go into a deal, they strike up a deal internationally and say, wait and see. You're going to find out later what it's all about.
Well, it's going to be too late then.
And that is what is happening.
Yes.
We even have, I have to put it, and we've said it before, we even have our leader saying, I will table the documents
right
in 2 weeks.
Right.
I don't see a reporter going back to say, Mr. Prime Minister, you said you would table the documents in 2 weeks.
Right.
We don't hear it. But yet we want to fight on nomination day? We want to fight each other? No, we need to fight the nature of the lack of transparency.
Yeah.
That's what we need to fight. Instead of waiting 4 years and 4.5 years, and then all of a sudden we get all riled up, say we don't like what's happening.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense.
This
is why we have to watch this day by day.
Yeah.
And be able to take the next. See, we have a constitution in place, and this is the difficulty I have with the Bahamian electorate. We don't have to wait for no 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
We have a constitution in place with some solid freedoms and privileges that many nations in the world doesn't have. But we have it right here,
Mm-hmm.
in abundance, in the Bahamas. And we seem to be the most lost people. We don't seem to understand how to utilize the tools that we have as a people to deal with these issues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So if what I'm hearing now, and I heard it just before I came to the show, if that is what I'm hearing that we're campaigning on, like I said, I've been hearing that from January the 10th, 1967. I don't need to hear that. You're not bringing anything new. You're not solving any problems. Because these are age-old problems, man. And that's all you have. That's all you got to offer. When you see the quality of life deteriorating in front of your eyes, You're saying murders out of control. You're saying children being molested. I hear them talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
What are the solutions for that? Road traffic accidents. Then you had that big rock in the road with on Munnings Lane, I think it was, or Munning Street down in Golden Isles, where the woman comes flying from the airport and bing!
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know that that obstacle was in the road, but it was right there and caused her to lose her life. I mean, we just don't seem to understand that there are some serious social problems which are contributing to the suicidal tendencies of people. I didn't fully understand this until the doctor had to come on the show and say, Professor, this is how it was happening.
Mm-hmm. People under stress, Professor.
But I see the stress
High.
level is so high.
High stress.
I even get frustrated myself. I mean, I try to control it, but then the thing is, I can understand those people out there who are being frustrated every single day, and the Constitution forbids any kind of frustration. No man, woman, or child shall ever have their lives frustrated by what? Deprivation. We're being deprived of good quality roads. We're being deprived of good quality street lighting. We're deprived of a good quality way of life. The Parliament's supposed to pass laws for the peace, order, good government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
When you say peace, Professor, I am reminded that just recently, 10 former prime ministers of the Caribbean region signed a statement urging all countries in the region to allow the Caribbean to remain a zone of peace. That's what they're calling it.
Okay.
And I want to say two things. Because we're dealing with a by-election, we're dealing with what the Bahamian people are experiencing right here at home.
Right.
And at the same time, we seem to be living in a bubble.
Okay.
And when I say living in a bubble, right next to us, we don't seem to fully understand. We've been talking about the Nationality Act. We've been talking about immigration.
Yes.
So what, let me make a general statement here. Professor, our leadership is saying that there's no immigration crisis.
Yes.
That's what the Bahamas government position is.
Yes.
There's no immigration crisis.
Yes.
When we look at other countries in the region, they have a different view, beginning with our neighbor to the south, the Turks and Caicos Island.
Yes.
They have a different view. Jamaica, even though it is dealing with a very terrible disaster, a natural catastrophe, they have a different view on what is going on in the Caribbean.
Yes.
Trinidad, Grenada, St. Lucia. What I'm trying to say is, Professor, we not only have a migration issue, the migrants in many cases are moving with human traffickers that is also trafficking drugs
Yes. Ammunition.
and weapons
Yes, that's right.
and ammunition.
That's
What
right.
is the significance? What is Haile talking about? What I'm trying to say is the Bahamian government is sitting on its hands in the view of many people in the region. Yet, no longer than last week. Let me read something here, Professor. Let me read something. The Tribune did touch on it, and I say touch. I believe 8 Bahamians were arrested maybe a week or a little over a week ago. 8 Bahamians arrested. 3 and 5. One group was on land, one group was on the sea. Multiple boats, Professor, more than one boat. And the U.S. authorities would have arrested 8 Bahamians involved with moving. There were 30 Chinese apprehended, along with other nationalities.
Yes.
This is just last week. This is happening on a regular basis. Not all of it is being reported. The Tribune touched on this one. Let me read this, so just in case the Bahamian people are not understanding that there's a great increase in migration in the region. There's a great increase in the trafficking of weapons and drugs, and the U.S. government is responding very aggressively, if I could put it that way. This Tribune article, Professor, you taught me to say the date, Professor.
Yeah, you got to give the date.
Give the date. Okay.
Yes.
This is the Tribune of September. This is September the 8th.
September the 8th.
This particular article is September the 8th.
Okay, that's for this year now.
That's this year.
2025. Okay.
2025.
Okay. All right.
Okay. A U.S. official has claimed the Bahamas has, and I quote, relaxed a lot of its immigration enforcement. You hear it, Professor?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a serious thing.
This is a view from the outside,
Right.
right? This is a sheriff in St. Lucie County. Sheriff Richard Del Toro made the claim while describing an operation in an interview with American media. He said partners at the DEA received intelligence that several boats were coming from the Bahamas. You got that, Professor?
Yeah.
Okay. Carrying large amounts of cocaine. You got that, Professor?
Yeah. That's 2.
And undocumented immigrants.
Okay, that's 3.
That's 3.
Yeah.
Drugs. You have undocumented immigrants. Okay. And they're high-powered weapons.
Yeah.
30 undocumented Chinese nationals.
Yeah.
168 kilograms of cocaine. That's not a small amount, Professor.
That's correct.
Last week, the Tribune reported that 5 Bahamians, along with 30 Chinese nationals, were intercepted by U.S. Coast Guard officials in separate attempted human trafficking incidents off of Florida.
Right.
What is Hyla going on about? What Hyla talk? Why is Hyla mentioning all of this? The U.S. government is bringing their 2 largest war craft into the Caribbean, and one is already here now.
Stop right there, because the man,
Okay.
they're impatient with me.
Okay.
Oh, Miss White, they're impatient with me.
Jason is here.
Oh, Jason is here.
Yes,
Thank
yeah.
God.
Jay Wise is
Jay
here.
Wise
Yeah,
is there,
yeah.
yeah. And I hear our music playing like that. He said, now get out of the way. This is Professor Sidney McGrath, Walter Thomson, on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM. Bahamians, we are open line today. Please call in 326-0272, 813-0271. We're discussing some very serious issues. This is Professor Sidney McGrath, Walter Thomson, my special guest, Wayne Hyla. We'll be back after the break.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness
you will solve any and every problem that confronts the Bahamian people. Do you understand how serious that is? We are a nation that has hope. God has seen to it that that happens. You see how he spared us from Hurricane Melissa, that bad girl? I know what's wrong with her, but, you know. But those things happen, Bahamians. And let us give God thanks for sparing our lives. See, as a fella, I like living. And the thing is, I hope you like living too. So we can straighten out the problems that confront us as Bahamians. We just have to be objective. We have to be open-minded. We have to believe in what God says. And we have to believe in the Constitution. And we can move forward with strength as we move forward. I believe we have a call on line. Caller, you live on air. Go ahead, please. I don't think I'm hearing the caller. Mr. Producer. Caller, you live on air. Go ahead, please. I think the caller may have dropped from the line. What we will do is we'll continue from
Yeah,
where
she
we
can
are.
call back. Lady Russell, if you're listening, I think you're saying, okay,
No.
you can call back when you get a minute, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Professor, but let me continue.
Yeah, continue where you talk about that
Yeah.
big warship now.
Yeah, Professor, there is a destroyer now in the Caribbean sent by the Donald Trump administration. The U.S. government has sent a destroyer
I think it was him who sent it.
to Trinidad.
That's him who sent it.
Yeah, he sent it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I said Mr. President Donald Trump sent it.
and he sent it. And he
Yes,
mean
it's
business.
him.
He
It's
mean
him.
he mean business.
Now, did the Trinidad people say he could have come there?
Yes, they flew out. The Prime Minister of Trinidad, Miss Kamala Persad Bessasar,
Prasad, yeah.
she is under pressure internally. Let me just touch on it because
Yeah, okay.
this connects with the Bahamas.
No, but it has to have a connection.
See, like how Bimini
Yeah.
is close to Florida.
Yes.
Trinidad is close to Venezuela. They are close to South America.
Yes.
So
they are.
what Prime Minister Kamala Persad is
Prasad,
saying
Yeah.
is they are ridden with drugs. These are her words. She said we are drug ridden.
You mean Trinidad? and Tobago.
Trinidad. She
How they
said
get like that.
we are drug ridden and we are gang ridden.
But you got Guyana right next to.
Yeah,
Venezuela.
see what's happening, Professor? The people who dealing with the drugs, they are call it tempting. They're trying to work with people in the region. They're
Okay.
connecting with Trinidadians
Oh, okay.
and say, carry this up to America.
So they skip over Guyana then.
Well, they may be dealing with Guyana too.
Okay.
See,
So
it's
we
no
gotta-
it's no coincidence. Even Haiti with the destabilization,
Yes.
the gangs have now come to say, well, let's try to get the Haitians now,
Right.
seeing that they are very skilled at getting to the Bahamas. Let's see if we could get some drugs going with them too.
Oh boy.
Not-
I mean,
See,
it's a terrible
not
situation.
with every vessel that comes.
Okay.
What I'm saying is the threat is there, Professor. Every full moon, when is a good, you could see better on the
Uh-huh.
ocean,
Okay.
and more vessels leave Haiti
Okay.
in a full moon, then it is a chance where you can try to persuade some to
Some
take
to take drugs
drugs with
and
them.
ammunition
And ammunition
and people.
and people.
Oh, that's terrible. I think we got a caller on the line. Caller, you live on there. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Professor Johnson.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Hey,
Your guest.
Yes.
Hey, good day.
Hyla.
pleasant good day.
Dwayne Hyla.
Y'all preaching so good.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean,
Hmm.
I was paying attention to that same issue for the Hyler, and I saw where the U.S. government has not just intensified its interest
Mhm.
in the movement of drugs and people
Yes.
further up the Caribbean. They're very interested in what is going on here.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Because, that previous administration that Mr. Trump took over from,
Mhm.
he spent a lot of money in trying to help the Haitians to get to places like Florida,
Mhm.
Ohio,
Yes.
and to give them fraudulent documents so that they could influence the American people's politics.
Mhm. Yes.
Those people who are set up in our midst to facilitate that movement, oh, they're going to come to a quick and swift end.
Hmm.
Because, as you know, there's some elections going on in the U.S. right now, and then there's in 2026, there's some other elections that are supposed to happen.
Yes.
It's not going to be allowed. And that's why we're getting that ambassador person appointed. No way that the Republican administration is going to allow the infiltration of the American people's governance with nonsense and corruption. Now, we have to be careful here. Every Bahamian citizen should be concerned at people who are going around purporting to be Bahamians.
Yes.
Because if we can't get that sorted out, then we have nothing to leave for our children. This will be turned into a dump like Haiti.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
the God that we covenant with on 1973, if we don't ask him to fix this for us, he will watch. Because Jamaica, they didn't just get put underwater for nothing, you know.
Yes.
They was right there entertaining the introduction of voodoo and obeah into their constitution, into their legal systems. Now, we haven't failed. I smile. I thank God, and I was praising him straight through as the storm was pending, because I know the God of this place. And the things that he put in his word, in Psalms 111, in Isaiah, his word don't change. His formula does not change. The Bahamian people, the true Bahamians, have met God's standards. We agree with him. We may not all be practicing righteousness, but one thing Bahamians practice is agreement with God. We agree. He says certain things is not to be done. Even those of us who fail, we still agree. And he says he counts that as righteousness. Now, the issue of Bahamian and being a Bahamian, y'all remember a man named Henry Kissinger?
Yes, ma'am.
Richest man in the United States, right?
Yes.
Brilliant foreign affairs person.
Yes.
Could not serve in the American, couldn't be president because he was not born an American.
Yes, ma'am.
Every country worldwide has protective institutions to determine that only the citizens of that land can make decisions in it.
Yes.
We're only people, careless as the day is long, that are allowing people to walk around and call themselves Bahamians.
Yeah.
This is nonsense, brothers and sisters. We have to pay attention to this, you know.
Yes, we
There's
have
a
to.
serious judgment for another nation, especially a voodoo practicing nation, for their people to come and get a hold of a Christian nation. That's defeat without a fight.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
And so we have work to do, Bahamians. People walking around talking about days of Bahamian. I say they must be made to prove it,
Yeah.
because you cannot just be called a Bahamian. You can't just buy a document and be a Bahamian. You are Bahamian by ancestry. And you're not a Bahamian by color. We have 18% of this population is white Bahamians. So it has nothing to do with color. It has to do with ancestry. When did you come here? How did you come here? Who were you born to? So these people walking around talking about the nationality, all that is nonsense. You have to be born to Bahamian citizens in order to, your ancestry has to be Bahamian. You can't just be born in PME. You crazy, eh? But we ain't. If we don't care who here and who crazy, we are going to get that straight, Professor Thomson. I thank God for what you're doing. But Hyla, you don't have to worry. The United States government, they listening to this conversation we have in here on this road. The satellite cameras, and I'm sure you've seen them, they can see when you walk out of that studio and go to your car. So there's not one conversation that is had in this 242 or anywhere in the Caribbean
Definitely.
that the people are not able to listen to.
Right.
So every politician we have who is involved in the movement of people and guns and drugs, the United States government is just waiting for the day to indict you. You got to be stupid
Definitely.
to not understand the technology that runs the planet. They argue now about Trump then blow up the boat.
Right.
He was listening to what where the people were part of the boat, the drugs were on. They could see it from space.
Definitely.
See when the boat you have the drugs. They have a recording of the conversation you had last night, you idiot. And you want to see my dad. You know why I'm not a criminal, Professor Thomson?
Yes, ma'am.
My dad told me that God who set up the planet, who set up the law of gravity, also set up all the other laws.
Yes,
And
he
when
did.
you violate them, you are in a fight with him, and your hand ain't long enough to box with God. You
Mm-mm.
understand?
Yes,
When
ma'am.
you decide you can be a criminal, and you clever, and you smarter than the police, don't disparage the police. They are instruments of God.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
And so I smile in. The people in our government who are involved in the trafficking of humans and drugs, Charlie, going to jail.
Well,
And
Yes,
I
ma'am.
ain't send them nothing on their commissary. They
Lady,
deserve to go.
So,
They
Lady
so Lady
Russell.
Russell, hold on,
No,
hold
go
on.
ahead.
Let me
Mhm.
ask Lady Russell. Lady Russell, you mean to tell me all these things I'll be saying on the radio?
hmm
People are listening to that
In America,
secretly?
it's a program. I'm going to send you. I'll send you. It's called Get. It's
Okay,
a computerized satellite program. Every
okay.
conversation in the Caribbean after they decided on the war on drugs, when they declared the war on drugs,
Uh-huh.
that's around the time that America was controlling the drugs, by the way. When
Oh,
Ollie
okay.
Nord and them was running big drugs through here in the Iran-Contra affair,
I
they
heard about
also
that.
put in a system where they could hear everything. I don't know
Oh,
who they was fooling. It was not unto righteousness, but it
okay.
has worked to their interest because right now, let me tell you, President Trump ain't a bit more concerned than Bocat on the drugs. He's
Yes, ma'am.
concerned about the movement of humans called
Yes.
Haitians who now
Yeah.
have Bahamian passports
Mhm.
that
No,
are showing up in America.
well, he is concerned about that. We
So,
know
He's
that.
concerned about that, and he will bring an end to that. And let me tell you, he will have all of our prayers because we Bahamians, we believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac,
Isaac
and
and
Jacob.
Jacob.
definitely.
And he told us, if his people who are called by his name will
Mhm.
humble themselves and pray and assemble and ask him, he will fix it. And we
Okay,
believe that.
okay,
And we
Lady
want to
Russell.
keep working on that.
Brother Hylam wants to get a point in. Brother Hylam, go ahead.
You know, it's interesting, Lady Russell, the conversation that you're having, the conversation that Professor is teaching the people, and I've come on this radio,
Mm,
and the only place that I hear the same conversation
mhm.
is the U.S. State Department.
Yes,
In other
yes.
words, I'm here talking, but I don't hear anything in my own country
No, we don't hear anything.
that is reflecting.
What
And
is being
it
said?
takes so long.
Yeah,
It
too
takes
long.
too long for us
Let me,
to catch on to what is happening.
let me tell you what they did, Brother Hyler.
Hmm.
Hired a lot of young people.
Hmm.
These are Haitian people. They could say Bahamian and they have a passport,
Hmm.
but they have no commitment in their heart. That's why the Bible is very clear.
That's
No
serious.
man can serve two masters.
That is
That's
true.
why it's very clear that we have to make sure that Bahamians represent Bahamians. Everywhere in the world, that is the law. Why we should be so stupid to allow some people to come and hoist their flag and talk foolishness in our midst. Them and their children are committed to the problems of Haiti. And they need to go to Haiti and work out their solutions because it's not going to happen here. The God of this place, who is precise enough to knock down one pole in Long Island, he know how to get you out. And in Abaco, 3,500 of them disappeared on one day, one wave.
Mm.
So
Yes,
before
ma'am.
he damage us over here in Baytown, I'm praying, God, just give us some time.
Hmm.
We can organize
Yes.
according to what you say.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
we're going to pray and we're going to watch you move them out without bloodshed and without drowning any of us because we didn't do it. God bless you all.
Thank
All right.
you for your
Blessings.
contribution.
Blessings.
Thank you for your contribution.
You know,
You know, yeah, go
Mhm.
ahead. Go ahead, Brother Hylam.
No, Professor, you better go ahead.
Listen, see, I got to check the Constitution again. It talks
Mhm.
about freedom of expression. It talks
Right.
about listening on conversations. Conversations
Yeah.
supposed to be confidential and private.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and I have to look into that a little bit more. By what
Mhm.
authority are they doing these things? Who gave them the authority to listen to my conversations, unbeknown to me? See, I think we have to look at it from that way. I'm not knocking what Lady Russell is saying, but is it constitutionally sound for you to be listening in? And she said they could see this from outer space, where they could zero
Professor.
in. No, hold on, just
Mhm.
hold on, because I have to understand this now. Zero in on the point where in the boat,
Mhm.
according to what she just said now, they could see it from outer space, right where the drugs are in that boat. Well, how come at the port in Grand Bahama, from time to time you may hear them talk about what they may find, the dogs or whoever checking. So how come we're not screening those crate things, the boats that are coming in here with all this stuff on it, And the immigration officer doesn't check every single thing. How come we don't have a system in place where we could pinpoint right on that boat and see what's in it?
Mm-hmm.
How come we're not using that? The fellow who was here the other day, the Finkel man, I think that's what his name is. I got to get the story on that.
Mm-hmm.
All these guns he had on the boat, if the police were not there
Wow.
physically present to see it,
Wow.
how come we're not using the technology to spot that kind of fellow who's supposed to be a wealthy man, no excuse for violating the law, and then didn't get a custodial sentence, but paid a fine? The amount of guns this man had in his possession on his yacht.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it depends on what you're using technology for. And I'm not saying that they should not investigate these people who are dealing in wrongdoing. But at the same time, you can have a situation that occurs which is not beneficial to law-abiding people. They are being disadvantaged. Okay? Because I'm not comfortable with people listening into all my private conversation. I can tell you that right off the top.
Professor, see, one of the things that's happening on these devices that we use,
Yes.
sometimes they have authorizations where
From
when
who?
you agree, no, you are on the phone, and when you setting up the phone, certain things you click on, it asks for authorization to use your camera and to use your microphone. Now, when you click on it and you say, okay, this is just one angle now, Professor. Sometimes you agreeing that they could use your microphone, and you don't know that they're using it when you're not using it. That's the problem. You clicking right on the device because you want to download something, and it asking you, could this software have access to your microphone? And sometimes it say, well, one time only, or like forever. But Professor, whether these things on or off, they still can access.
That's my understanding.
And the US understands this so well. That's why the company TikTok, they didn't want it to be in foreign hands. They want it to be American, and they'll trust an American company to not misuse the device. It's too much people on a particular platform,
Yes.
and they would call in the owners of these platforms,
Yes.
TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. They would call them into Washington, and sit and ask them questions.
Okay.
Now, are you using this for what you say? They question them. They drill them on these things. So when you ask who give them authorization, sometimes it's us. We unknowingly give them
Unknowingly.
yeah,
Give them
unknowingly
authorization.
give them authorization. Sometimes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
The lines are open 3260272 8130271. This is open line. Pride in Bahamas. We're having an interesting discussion. National issues and, of course, incidents that occur outside of our country where
Mhm.
it impacts the national life of the Bahamian people. The problem is these are the things that we need to be concerned about: the quality of life of our citizenry. How are we faring in that? Not talking about putting some tar on the road, because they don't fix these roads properly anyhow. I've been hearing that from January 10, 1967. So that's nothing new to me. What I'm concerned about, just like you mentioned about listening devices, man, I ain't
Listening
comfortable.
devices.
I ain't
Yep.
comfortable when I'm having a private, personal conversation
Right.
with someone
Mhm.
that unknown personality or
That's
persons
right.
are listening to that.
Professor, why
That
you
makes me very uncomfortable.
Professor, why you think it's so much echoes in the phone calls?
Well, I've heard some of them.
Professor, that is one of the number one characteristics of more than two devices being connected.
Wait, now explain that. Explain that now.
See, okay, if you using one microphone,
Yes.
if you turn on the second microphone, if
Yeah.
they are too close, sometimes you be in church and you hear the squeak, this loud noise or whatnot.
Okay.
That means a second device is open
All right.
and it's close. That's just one example. Feedback and echoing is a sign. Look, sign that is more
Well,
than one.
I've had that happen to me several times.
Well,
recently.
Professor, me and my team, we make a joke out of it. Sometimes me and my team, we talking, we hear an echo. We say, excuse me, could you all turn that down, please? You're disturbing us.
You are
We-
disturbing the
We
people.
make a joke out of it,
Yes.
but it's a very serious
No, but it
matter.
has to be serious.
Professor, let me read Article 23 of the Bahamas Constitution,
Yeah,
just
let me read
briefly.
that. Yeah, read that.
Just touch on it.
Yeah.
Article 23(1) of the Bahamas Constitution says, except with his consent.
Stop right there.
Mhm,
Now you see,
mhm.
except with his consent.
Yeah, that's what sometimes the enemy get us right at the beginning.
But you see, you have to give consent.
You have to give consent. You have to
But
give
I
consent.
give no consent to these people listen to my private conversation.
Yeah, but if you out in the open, Professor, they have devices they can stand across the road and point it at you. And while you whispering to the next person right on the side of
But
you,
that's a violation of my privacy.
you whispering, but they can
And
hear
they-
you.
Gee,
Oh, yeah.
what is this coming to? Well, continue reading Article 23. What?
Okay, Article 23. See, that's why
Sound
the
off.
answer is to live right.
No, but
But
it
Article
says,
23.
except with his consent.
Except with his consent. Let's go right there.
Okay, start from
Article 23(1)
there. Okay.
of the Bahamas Constitution says, except with his consent, no person shall be hindered in the enjoyment of his freedom of expression.
Right.
And for the purposes of this article, the said freedom includes freedom to hold opinions,
Yes.
to receive and impart ideas and information without interference.
Stop right there.
Mhm.
Now, I've been saying that to the people all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Article 23(1).
Yeah.
Without interference.
Without interference.
I mean, nobody's supposed to get in my personal business.
That's right.
So I ain't give them no right to listen on my device.
Right. And freedom from interference with his correspondence
That's what the man say.
with someone else.
You see that? You see how strong that is?
Yeah, you could express
Now,
yourself.
That's
Yeah.
what we have to fight for.
Yeah.
Because we don't
Yeah.
know what they're using this information for. When you
Yeah.
look, you hear it somewhere
That's
else
right.
and they twist it up and
Yeah.
you didn't say that.
See it finally. 21(2) says, very briefly as we go to break,
Yeah.
nothing contained in or done under the authority of any law
Right.
shall be held to be inconsistent with or in contravention of this article to the extent that the law in question makes provision. Nothing shall be in contravention or oppose what's written right here on this paper.
That is correct. That's what it says.
That's it. No law, Professor.
No law. That is what it says.
Your show is built on this right here,
But that's
Professor.
what I'm trying to
Express
tell the
yourself.
people.
That's why you
Express
could say
yourself, yes.
these things.
I could say plenty more. But I know if the people will understand. I don't see. That's why I try to get people to understand. I stand on this document, man.
Yes.
This is my life.
Yes.
That's
Understood.
my freedom. Anyhow, let me stop. This is Professor Sidney McArdle, Walter Thomson, with Dwayne Hyler, my special guest. We're here on Open Line Friday. The aim is you can express yourself, but you can also do something about it because we just read the article. This is Professor Sidney McArdle, Walter Thomson on the Global Radio Network, 99.5 FM. We'll be back after the break.
Express Yourself Live will return right after this.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Insurance is too expensive. I'm young and I don't need it. All insurances are the same. Let's bust these 3 common insurance myths. First, no, insurance doesn't have to break the bank. We offer plans that fit your budget. Second, accidents don't care how old you are. An accident can happen to anyone. Third, all policies are not equal. The wrong one can leave you high and dry when you need help the most. At Harvest Insurance, we give you real info, real options, and real peace of mind. Call us at 326-80845 or visit us at harvestinsurancebrokers.com and get the facts before you make
ambassador at large, sports ambassadors. I got to figure out how many people we got on the payroll.
Mhm.
Because every time I turn around, there's another authority. Then they got chairman. Then they got director. They got this. They got that. All these people are getting money out of the public treasury. To do what?
Mhm.
I mean, on an island 21/7. So we be going with all these boards, all these committees, all these authorities. You got the Public Hospital Authority. Then you got Princess Margaret Hospital. They got their authority. Then Sandland's got their authority. Come on, man. You see the kind of duplicate. Then you got the Ministry of Health. Give me a break, man.
Hmm.
I mean, what are we saying? Then you got, down the Rand. That's another thing again. They got authority down there. And we are a small nation, less than 500,000 people. And we got all these authorities. Anyhow, let me stop. Call you live on air. Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, yes. Good afternoon, Bahamas.
Yes,
Hey,
good
good day.
afternoon.
Because I catch on the last one listening, but I want my friend tell me where that article is.
Which
I hear him say what the article is where you can't. But I know about that long time, right? I need when I come off,
Which
I need you to
article?
tell me that article so I can mark in my book. I
Yeah.
know you cannot do Bohemians and you can't court Bohemians. Okay, right? You could do it, right? You could cause me lose my job, but you can't get it in court because I have to. You got to say, well, yeah, man, I got a recording. So them people are ancestors. You got to big them up. They put some great things in that.
Of
You
course they
cannot
did.
set a Bohemian up.
That's Article 23.
Mhm.
Article 23, I got to
Yeah.
mark that. I know about it long time, but I didn't know where it was. But
Right
you
here.
cannot set up a Bohemian up. You say, well, listen, I have a mic here and think of you cost me lose my job. But any you carry in court, that get thrown like going in a person's house without search warrant.
But see, no, I agree with you because you can't be go around and trapping people like that.
No, you can't do that to
That is
Bohemians
wrong.
because of our ancestors. That's
And-
awesome
And
thing.
then if you lose your job, you're supposed to be compensated.
Well, that's another thing because you see, a lot of people don't know Bohemian. They just do what they feel like doing.
Yeah,
Our ancestors were smarter than these fools. We got running things now. I must
Okay.
say, fair use education only. Our
Yeah.
ancestors were smarter than them. But
Yeah.
listen, here, Professor. Our ancestors I know why. I'm going to tell our Bohemian people why our ancestors put Christian value in that Bible. Because listen here, God said, if you believe in me, I can fight for you.
Yes,
That's what
you
it
will.
says.
Yes.
In Genesis, I just find it. Genesis chapter 12 and verse 30. He said, listen, I can bless them that bless you, and I curse them that curse you.
That's what the man tells me. You're right.
I
just
go on
read
that, Professor.
last night. Okay, Pat, caller, thank you. Thank you very much for your contribution. No, but the thing is, this is why I am saying these are the kind of issues that Bahamians ought to be concerned about, the erosion of our freedoms as a nation. We have to stand for that. And not because them fellas have money, meaning that you give up your rights, your freedoms, your privileges, because they have money. Money is only paper. That's what that is. But the point is, it could spend and you could buy things with it and so on. But you just cannot allow people to come into the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and erode those hardcore, hard-fought freedoms, rights, privileges that are entrenched in our country. You know how many nations around the world are fighting just to get one of them? And we got article after article after article, which we can do something about some things, and yet we still sit back and say there's nothing we can do about it. You see how careless we are? That's taking a careless approach to something that is so serious. You got people that are dying in the road for just one of these entrenched provisions. Do you people watch what's happening outside this country? I listen to it on radio all the time. And I say, I'm glad that I'm living in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I don't want the day to come when we get turned up like them other fellas. I'm not saying we're better than them, but we have something to work with.
Mhm.
And it grieves me when I hear people say, oh, there's nothing we can do about that. It says any other law, which is inconsistent, Article 2. With this constitution shall prevail in the Bahamas.
Mhm.
I live in the Bahamas. It has to prevail. So we need justice. We need to see fair play. Payments, these are things we got to fight for.
Mhm.
Not a little bit of tar on the road. Because see, if we were doing things right in the first place, the roads wouldn't be a problem in the first place. Because the roads would always be maintained. And you ain't got to use that as an election ploy to get elected. So who was there before you and they didn't do the roads? So what makes you so different from them? Those are the things we have to look at. So our rights, our freedoms, our privileges are being eroded, Bahamians. Now, that's where we need parliamentary representation, and we ain't getting it. So don't come talking no nonsense about putting a little bit of tar on the road and trimming one tree here and cleaning this park. Come on. Those things are important in their place. But there are some things that are far more important than that. Having life is more important than that. Because I like living. Because when you're gone, you ain't need no park no more. You ain't need no road no more. But while you are here, you want to have enjoyment of life. We have too much stress on our people. We ought to be able to make some more money
Definitely.
so that we can have a better way of life. I hear them say nothing about that in the campaign. Not a thing. But like I say, I'll be watching them. I'll be listening to them and see what goes on. Go ahead, Brother Highland.
Yeah, Professor, my concern, like you said, quality of life. Life is more important than everything else. Now, life without money is a terrible thing.
Yes, it is.
As much as we want to say, well, money is not the most important thing. Money is important because
Very
we
important.
trade for goods and services,
Goods and services.
and it's a direct reflection of the quality of life that we can
That you
afford.
would afford, yes.
Where do we travel? Where do we send our children off to school when they
Yes.
graduate? Or even simpler than that, where do we have enough money to take care of our families' basic necessities?
And that is a problem
know?
in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, where the overwhelming majority
Mm-hmm.
of the people do not have enough funding
Right.
to take care of basic fundamental needs. Now,
Yep.
that needs to be solved. That's what you need a parliamentarian
Well,
for.
here comes the temptations, Professor. When I
Yes,
say
sir.
temptations, I'm not talking about the music group. We can leave Jay Wise to deal with the music when we are done.
Yes.
But the temptations that come to high-ranking individuals, whether it's bribery or whatever the case is.
Yes.
Let me just say briefly, it is being alleged that quite a few high-ranking Bahamians are involved with, see, because look at the two things, Professor. On the
Okay.
one side, we don't have no money.
Right.
Then you have people coming into the Bahamas with apparently endless amounts of money,
Yes.
tempting the people. Look the other way, I have a package of money for you.
Mhm.
That is increasing in the country.
I believe we have a caller on the line.
Yes.
Caller, you live on air. Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Doctor.
Good
Hey,
afternoon,
hey,
sir.
good day.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good day, good day.
Yeah, I want to know one thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I go in the store, right, and I do a business transaction, am I required to have a receipt?
Yes.
You should have a receipt. Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I return to retrieve the item, that the receipt shows that I spent my money, am I required to give the receipt to the store owner
No.
for his possession? My receipt?
No.
No, they need to photocopy that if you allow it.
So why
He
would
should
it?
have a receipt. He should have a copy of
Nobody,
your transaction
but what he's asking is he required to hand over that receipt
to that person.
back to the business?
No, he doesn't have.
That's his receipt.
That's his own.
Okay.
Okay. I had an encounter like that just a while ago, right?
Hmm.
The battery store. There was a one there on right by CE
Hmm.
on Thomson Boulevard.
Yes.
And I carry my battery. I thought $10 was a bit pricey to get a battery charge in here because I thought it was more like $5.
Hmm.
But I say, okay, so I want a receipt. I asked for the receipt. His response is, that's only a battery. You don't need a receipt for that.
Wow.
No,
Because
that's
my
being
battery
fair.
costs almost $300, and
Wow.
the charges after my battery costs them what? Well, I mean, it's so obvious. It's like you're trying to set me up to take my battery,
Hmm.
and then I return back a receipt. Then you demanding for me to give a receipt that shows that I spent $10.
Mhm.
makes me even wonder if it's actually my $10 before I recharge them, I ask them to receipt back.
Understood. Yeah,
But
that's
I mean,
frustrating.
the person's in business, and these persons are Haitians, man. I thought the payment on that, but the payment sold that out, right? And I noticed, I mean, like, they don't hire the Haitian, man. You know, but the Haitians, like, they say the Haitians don't want to work, and the Haitians quick to say the Haitians don't work, and the Haitians hire Haitian. But the Haitian get a business, and the Haitian hire you know, the president feel they call it xenophobic and all kinds of things like that. So then really looking at it, it seems to me to be that these persons they take over, buying basically all the properties, whatever they can, building. They build opulent on, and they talk about this. You go to certain corners, you ask who do that? Simulation. I say, yeah, really? You know, they've been using it so long. We've been sympathy running the sympathy thing, feeling sorry for people who come here illegally. And their whole intention is to infiltrate the whole system.
Yes.
And they're in everything, all of it, everything.
Okay.
Transport, police force, customs, hospitals, every single schools, every aspect.
We've seen that infiltration, yes.
Yeah, and it's sad because even I mean like and the amount of passports that were granted to persons who have no loyalty, because I mean if you're gonna take a passport and you're not conforming to anything that is the aim, and that causes you ought to be an infidel, and it's all through. Because if you have no loyalty, you show up another flag and you push another next flag, this automatically says something. And you're grouping with these groups of persons of the same ilk on particular days with the same flag. But this has been allowed. Man, and it's still being allowed. But Mr. Thompson, in reference to the people listening to your conversations, right, is a good thing for the mere fact that you look what your government doing, they ain't hearing you say nothing, right? But
Caller still there? I am Mr. Blue.
Well, the caller
I don't know
express.
if the caller.
Are you there? Doesn't seem
The
so.
call dropped.
But the last thing the caller expressed that it seems like our government is not doing anything. This
Well,
is what we started by saying
Yeah, that's
earlier.
what he said. Yeah.
You know,
The government of the Bahamas, right, has a responsibility. And if the government is not doing it, and in my mind, they're not, as it stands now, on very important issues that affect the lives of the Bahamian people. I talk about pave a little road, cut down a little park and things like that. I've been hearing that from January the 10th, 1967. The point is the quality of life that we're living in this country, the kind of money we're able to make to be able to have the necessary things that are essential to pay our bills, the protection we ought to be getting from the security forces in this country. Your movement through the country, you're supposed to move freely without interference from place to place. And yet we had a man who was shot to death last night. I was told, I heard that on the news.
sad.
As he was he coming out of his house, I think, or going to his house? Someone followed him and just murdered him. All right. We have that kind of thing going on. Where is the protection from the Royal Bahamas Police Force for persons who have to move along these streets, whether they're walking, whether they're in cars? And what is judiciary doing when it comes to dealing with people who are brought before the courts to deal with these criminal offenses? All of that has to do with the quality of life, man. And I'm not getting any representation from my representative in the House of Assembly because we got a noise problem in Fort Wayne Castle. And I got to talk to him about that. I mean, every single day I am being disturbed with all this noise. Whereas Fort Wayne Castle used to be a peaceful community, noise free. We didn't have that. We're not saying we don't like the tourists coming there, but there's just too much noise in the community. How much your ears can take? You go deaf, they can't heal you, they can't help you. I got to keep my hearing until the man come back.
Well, Professor, the lack of action and protection
That's the problem.
that we may be feeling or seeing, Professor,
We're feeling
America,
it and seeing it.
America right now is, let me just give some numbers because we only have a few minutes here on the air. Tell your family in the strongest way possible to stay away from drugs, get rich quick schemes. There's a song out there that say no new friends, gang. I'm not saying because of America now, because if you don't fear God, you're already in trouble. But what is happening right now, just to let the Bahamian public know, BBC News has reported, they reported President Trump, as saying he has authorized the CIA in Venezuela not to go against the government or against President Maduro. He's saying drugs, wherever they find it. And that's what now, Professor.
Right
Now, I'm sorry to drop that on you right now because we about to go off the air. I didn't mean to bring this up because we need to talk about this next week.
No, but we have to.
President Donald Trump has authorized the CEA to take action in Venezuela. And with the agreement of Trinidad, they are now in Trinidad, but not acting against the governments. This is strictly against drugs. 10,000 soldiers are now in the Caribbean.
And they in Trinidad and Tobago?
They're in Trinidad and in Puerto Rico. 10,000. The USS Gravely, a destroyer, is in Trinidad now. And Donald Trump has ordered the USS Gerald Ford to leave Croatia and to travel to the Caribbean. That's its largest aircraft carrier, to come into the Caribbean to attack the foolishness and nonsense, to use your words, to attack the drugs. I'm just reporting, Professor. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but the Bahamas need to wake up because our sons are being tempted. If they sitting on these family islands with lack of opportunity, without proper tertiary education, without proper medical facilities, now you're gonna have foreigners coming in the land with all of this drug money all over again. So I leave it right there, Professor. That's what is going on in Bahamas.
This is Professor Sidney Bagata Walter Thomson on the Global Radio Network. Bahamians see these are very serious issues that the government, I just don't like the idea of a foreign personality, of a foreign government coming into our territory and doing things. I can't accept that.
Professor, I don't like it either. But what
the
are we
government of the
doing?
Bahamas, no, but see, the government, that's why people got to learn to understand.
What are we doing?
Not electing the right person to run your country. That causes a problem.
Professor, we haven't had a U.S. ambassador in this country
for 15 years.
Over 15 years.
Yes.
And when a country does that, is like the country in question is playing games. That's why they do it. Now they have appointed Mr. Herschel Walker. You think he come here to have conversations with our government?
Has he been accepted by the government of Bahamas?
I don't know.
See, now that's what we got to find
out.
out.
We need to hear if he's been accepted.
Yes.
He come here to deal with this war. Professor, this is my closing statement and I'm gone. Professor, the Caribbean is now a theater of war. That's the Caribbean today as we go on.
You know something?
We're doing foolishness and nonsense in the Bahamas.
But no, we got to cut the foolishness and nonsense out. I got to deal with this more on Constitution Day, which is Monday. But Bahamians, we got serious problems, man. And I won't wake up tomorrow morning to find one foreign police at my door, because I ain't gonna accept that. Because he don't belong here, and he has no jurisdiction in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And see, I don't like the idea. I'm hearing what Heil is saying, but I'm listening carefully to what he's saying and the way it's being done. You cannot have a particular leader over a particular nation having so much domineering control, even if those other nations have their individual problems. That's not healthy, Bahamians. We have our problems here, yes, but there are things we can do. We have a strong constitution. Let's use our constitutional rights, Bahamians. Let's not sit back and allow let's put it this way, an administration to be lazy and sloppy and not look out for our interests. We can deal with that particular administration. But be very careful about strangers and foreigners when they decide to take over the country. Then what? That puts you in a worse state. And then your freedoms and your privileges are taken away from you. Then they won't shut down the broadcasting station. Come on, man. Give me a break, then I ain't got no more job. You got to be crazy. This is Professor Sidney McArthur Walter Thomson on the Global Radio Network. Bahamians, please pray for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Have a pleasant weekend and be safe. This is Professor Sidney McArthur Walter Thomson on the Global Radio Network, 99.5 FM. Have a pleasant weekend.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests and not necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global Communications Network and the operators of this radio station.
This is